Doesn't matter. Whatever. This type of food poisoning made me shit for 3 days.
Your whole hockey team watched the OC.
Yeah. Just boys being boys, baby.
Anyways, Oren's wearing a back brace.
I had to wear a back. Did you see my posture last week? It looked like I was sinking into my own body.
Yeah, that was bad last week.
I looked like I was melting.
Yeah, like I could see the 15 pounds I've gained over quarantine all center. Anyways, hello.
That video didn't make me feel good at all. Hi, everybody.
Thanks if you were listening last week. Thank you for sparing.
Yeah. Hi, Jason.
Hi, Oren.
I'm good now. I do have a back brace on. It is cutting off my breathing and circulation a little bit.
What's the back brace for?
Just for my shitty posture. It's
okay.
It's not even a brace, really. I guess it's just a thing to make your shoulders go back and your chest go up and make you feel like you got pride in something for once.
It feels like it looks like you got something straight up your asshole.
I wish I did. That would be really nice. Oh man, I've had a tough week.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Why?
I got a dermatitis. Do you know what dermatitis is?
Is that what's happening with your eye?
Dude. No, what happened to my eye is I let 45 men come in it last week.
Okay, that's gross. Gross way to start the episode.
We had a party, and we let a lot of men come in my eye, and now I have eye herpes.
Okay.
But yeah, I got this thing called seborrheic dermatitis. It affects old Jews. And
another Jewish episode of the podcast.
It's never gonna end. And yeah, so I'm just a little itchy and a little uncomfortable and a little.
Where? I can't see anything different.
Well, I had the rash around my face. You remember that?
Oh yeah, okay.
So that kind of went
away.
Your face
looked bad for a few weeks.
Yes, really bad. Remember,
like worse than usual.
And we came to your house for dinner. It was pretty bad.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I couldn't eat. No one could eat because of my goddamn face that day. They're like, we let you in the house because we were being nice.
Your face looked like the salsa for the tacos.
And it happened to me. Funny because it goes in and out, and it happened right when I went to go see other friends. We went to their house for dinner. It broke.
Maybe it's the stress of having to be yourself in front of people for a couple hours on end.
That's exactly what it is. So I'm dealing with that, and then it goes ahead, and this thing happens in my eye. It's all painful. It's swelling up, and then you do some Googling, and the first thing it says is that it's a symptom of the dermatitis shit that you're dealing with. You know. Okay. So that's step 2. So what do you do when you have an ailment that you don't know too much about? You have to go see a doctor, right?
Yeah.
So I call my doctor's office.
Your doctor friend?
My doctor? No, not my doctor friend. My actual doctor. I call this man. And there's no answer. It's just a voice message system, and it's like, please leave a message for appointments.
Okay.
So I tell him I need an appointment. Look, I got the dermatitis. I got the
dermatitis, doctor.
The dermatitis.
I got the big D.
Yeah. So I'm like, I got the shit. I'm itchy.
I'm gonna sneeze in this episode.
It's affecting my anal. Like I don't know how to.
Yeah.
I got hemorrhoids. Has nothing to do with it, but still. And I'm worried about my eye. And so I leave this on the message. And then they call me back 4 days later.
Okay, and your eye's fine by this point?
Nice 4 days. So first of all, you're looking at it right now. You know it's not fine.
Yeah, I know it's not fine at all.
4 days later,
it looks like
I get a call back, not from the doctor, from the secretary.
Okay.
Who says, look, we're pretty busy right now. We can only see you at the end of September.
When my skin's probably going to be okay.
I go to, did you hear my message? I thought I was pretty distraught in that message. I worked on my distraughtness.
We actually deduct points based on distraughtness.
And so she tells me, okay, fine. Do you want the appointment or not? And I'm like, okay, make me the appointment. She's like, okay.
Yeah, you take it in case. You know what I mean?
So she's like, I'm like, so I can come in on September, whatever. And she's like, no, it's a phone call.
So we're doing it right now. Just get the guy, put me on speaker.
You tell my doctor cannot take 4 minutes to talk to me on the phone.
I guess
for
a lot of
month?
people have got skin issues right now.
He's like, please just wait for it to infect the other eye and for it to get into your nostrils and your throat, and then call me at the point where you're almost dead.
Okay. Once your entire breathing apparatus has been closed up.
Yeah. So it turns out you never get. I was
what
laughing.
You want?
I was laughing until it's gone. Is what I noticed. I just saying you go through puberty, your body changes a lot. Did you notice that with your body in puberty?
No, I was born like this. I came out
fully
just
bushed.
Small. Yeah,
I was bushed out from the beginning.
I was birthed bushed first.
They pulled you by the bush.
I was split. I was just bent the other way.
Yeah,
like a those pliers that bend both ways. That's how I was. That's how my body bent. So I was born dick out first.
Yeah,
and then my feet and head came out at the same time.
It's beautiful. I mean, it says a lot.
It's a family tradition.
And so you go through all these changes. You can't wait to get older, so you're done with the changes. You know what you're like as a human, you know?
Yeah.
That's what you think. You're going to be done puberty, and you're going to be the human that you'll be forever now. But you know what? It turns out that nothing.
I never thought that. We talk
ever
about. I would.
stops.
Dude, did you not look at a 30-year-old compared to a 50-year-old when you were a kid?
Yeah, I know. It's so true.
What are you talking about?
Dude, I don't know. I just was shocked. At,
Like
the
immediately back down from what you just said.
I guess it's when you think about it that way. I don't think I analyzed it much when I was a kid.
Okay.
I just expected my body to like stop.
Yeah.
But the second it stopped, I started losing my hair. And like the second you're done puberty, I got a week of like the perfect person, and then immediately started losing my hair.
I'm still riding that wave, baby. Just a little,
He's so perfect.
little chunkier.
He's so perfect. Also, I saw your pot belly last week on the video.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's what I'm
I
saying.
saw a little belly last week.
It's because my last job, I was walking a lot. I was walking from office to office to go teach these people.
Oh, is that when you were
English.
door-to-door mattress salesman? Is that
My last job where I taught business people how to speak English.
yeah, business people English.
I would walk a lot, and so that let me live the lifestyle that I live, where I don't really watch what I eat or do anything special.
And comedy gave us some walking too.
Yeah, comedy gave us some walking. I guess I would walk from the Comedy Nest to Grumpy's and then have 6 drinks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like that counts, right? I walked it off,
Yeah.
right? We burned it off.
And
so now-
but now I'm just like, it's even worse than when I was at the office, because now I don't even like. I would at least like kind of power walk from the metro to the office.
Yeah.
And now I don't even have that. I walk the dog, but we walk at a very leisurely pace, which I think is worse than actually just laying down and doing nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm at the point where I literally considered just going to shows and walking around from metro to metro as like the activity I would do.
That was the exercise I had.
And now that I have nothing, I've gained fast, man.
Yeah, happens fast.
I'm in bad. And I took the metro yesterday for the first time since March.
How was it?
It was kind of nice. It was kind of like, well, this is normal life. This is not bad.
Right, with a mask on.
You give some dirty looks to the 1 or 2 weirdos not wearing masks on the metro, you know?
There's still people doing that?
Of course.
Okay, whatever.
Like, they don't look super normal. They don't seem like very approachable people.
Right.
know?
Like that guy. I tried to write out that bit once, and I did like at every like shitty open mic, the guy who had like "fuck you" tattooed above his eyebrow, who like spat at me for like. So I'm gonna tell the story quickly.
It's a great story.
When don't say it's a great story before I tell the story.
Shitty story.
It's a shit. No,
So
but
bad.
I was taking the metro from the suburbs. This is when I was living with my parents. So it was like, you don't expect a homeless person when you're in the posh suburbs like Laval.
Yeah.
But anyways, I went down the escalator and this guy just starts spitting at me.
Yeah.
And he's like 6'4". This guy was fucking huge, He had tattoos all over his, like just everywhere.
Scary. What
Fuck
color was
you.
his skin?
He was a white man.
Okay, perfect. I'm
with
glad he was.
long hair. And he was just spitting at me. I was like, I'm not gonna fucking confront this guy. He's
Hold
sitting on like a pile of shoes. So like my idea was that like every victim he's had, every time he's pummeled someone into oblivion, he just steals his shoes.
You're mine now.
And hold on, what?
He's spitting on you like while you're waiting
At
for
me.
the metro?
No. Like this is in between. So you go down to the platform, you tap your pass.
Yeah.
Then you got more stairs because it's like so far down. So
Yeah.
it was in the platform between the tapping of the pass and going to the metro platform.
I see, okay.
And he was spitting not at like on me, but like at my feet.
Right.
Like kind of like hissing like a fucking alley cat, just hissing at you.
It's
And
so
then-
scary.
And then so I get on the subway, but I go to the opposite end of the platform because I don't want to be anywhere near this guy.
Yeah.
And then like he actually because the metro system now in Montreal, it's like the new ones like they're 4 years old or whatever, but
Yeah.
you can walk from one end to the other.
Yeah, you can get all
without,
your steps in.
you know.
Yeah.
And so he like comes stomping by me at one point. I thought he was gonna come kick me in the head, but he just stomped by, and I don't see him for the entire subway ride. So it's like 40 minutes to get downtown, 35 minutes, whatever it was. I get off downtown at Bonaventure, and he's there. And when he gets off, he's just making out with a lady. And I was like, how did you go from? How did you guys meet? She looked normal. She had like a little like ID pass to get into a building too. You know what I mean? Like she was like a working class citizen.
Like, I like them dangerous.
Yeah. And it's not like I mistook the guy. No two people on the same day on the same subway
That's
have
fucked.
"fuck you" tattooed above their eyebrow who are 6'4".
It's like, I like to date someone who needs me. I like to be needed.
I just really wanted to know the story. Like how'd you meet?
Well, it turns out it was actually Gary Oldman, and he was working out for a part.
Yeah, he's just getting ready.
Yeah.
The spitting.
Yeah, the
whatever.
Spitting Man. Yeah, you didn't see that movie? It came out a few years ago. Spitting Man.
Yeah. So fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck that guy indeed. Fuck that whole.
I've seen him a lot actually. He's a guy that you see around downtown if you take the metro.
Right. He's one of the.
Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, there was so many of those homeless people that they were like milestones kind of thing. That's not the word I'm looking for. What's something that like it's on a street
Keep
and
going.
you always know that street because
A landmark?
A landmark.
Okay.
They're like landmarks of the city,
Okay,
right?
okay.
I'm so smart. I'm a smart man. So there was two guys. There's this one guy who used to sing opera style. He used to have like one of those little stands with like
Are you sure he wasn't a busker? Because I used to also think up until I was like 21, I
Well,
thought
he's a
buskers were
busker.
homeless.
Dude, he's homeless. Okay, he wore
Okay.
bags as socks. He lived in a whatever. So he used to sing these awful songs, and he was
Right.
he made you feel
Because you
normal.
grew up in the city, kind of.
Yeah, I grew
You grew up in the city.
Yeah, and then there was another. I think he's still around. The guy with no arms.
Oh yeah, he's around.
Yeah, with the long
And
hair.
The thing is, like, he's like, you want to feel bad, but then
Yeah.
you find, like, if you like try to help him out or whatever, you find out he's not a nice person.
No, of course not. But as he
He's
should
not
be.
nice.
I mean, you're not gonna come up with like trusting and and fun loving when you're
Yeah,
that guy.
I don't know.
And then there's also Hollywood, who I guess died
Yeah, I haven't seen that guy since I started.
since the start of comedy. He was
Yeah.
all over
He was
Grumpy.
all over. He would come up to you and point a banana at you like it was a gun, and be like, "Give me your money," and
Yeah.
be like, Hollywood."
He'd always point the banana at you and
Yeah.
be like, "This is a stick up." And then he could sing. He sang a lot. Do you remember that?
Not really.
He used to sing a lot. He was a talented dude, I guess. He kind of nice when you got to know him, you know? Like
Yeah, there's some people who are kind of like, and then there's the guy who's like, "Yeah, I kicked a guy's face in last
hate
week." That
him.
guy with the sign that's like, "Smile if you masturbate" or whatever. That guy
Dude,
sucks. I hope he doesn't listen to this podcast.
we have this whole, there was this one open mic at this like dingy bar
Right, at
upstairs.
Crowbar, yeah.
Crowbar, and he used to come up sometimes and they would
Oh,
let
I
him
forgot
in.
about this story.
And one time I'm up there.
He's on stage.
I'm on stage and I'm just like trying to do jokes and he is sitting like on the floor just bleeding.
He's picking at a scab and he just starts bleeding everywhere on the
Ugh.
floor.
And
And,
it's
then someone starts cleaning it up with their bare hands. There's a fucking mop in the corner. He comes in with brown paper towels, just like,
And he's just moving it.
just moving the
it doesn't
blood around.
absorb anything, that paper towel. It's just moving it from side to side, creating like an
Just cleaning a
abstract
whole-
art.
Who knows what's in that blood?
And that's pre-COVID and
That was
still-
pre-COVID.
yeah.
That was still like, you guys are not.
This is
Like,
fucked.
it's in the air right now. You guys are just moving the fumes around.
Man, so gross. COVID's really cheating. Even the metros. It's funny that you said that about the open system because the metros used to be.
It feels worse now, right?
Yeah, it used to be cart, but like maybe like 25 to 40 people per cart kind of thing.
I don't know, yeah.
Whatever, something like
Yeah,
that. They were separated by, and then now it's just one giant open system where everyone's
Just the
saliva
air.
in one swoop just hits you in the mouth. You know?
Yeah.
It's
not
crazy.
good.
And there was also no hand sanitizer anywhere. I didn't see any anywhere. Which I
Yeah,
didn't
and
see.
you like, and then like if you, because I know I've only heard people talk about this, that like there's some stations I guess have the dispenser.
Yeah.
But then if you go to the dispenser and it doesn't have any hand, like, because some people just steal it, right?
Yeah,
Some people
yeah.
just fucking empty it into like
Yeah.
one of their
Just
bottles.
take like a glass.
Yeah.
yeah.
So, but then if you touch a hand sanitizer thing without any sanitizer in it, you're just touching the dirtiest thing in the fucking subway.
Yeah, I mean, someone was telling me recently they were at the Atwater, the mall, the Angry Neon, not Angry Neon, what am I talking about? Alexis Neon. And they have like this giant dispenser for sanitizer when you go in, but it's like crusted over
Oh my God, yeah.
with like.
And it's like black and
yeah,
shit.
yeah, it's disgusting. Who wants to deal with that?
Yeah.
Not clean. But yeah, I still didn't get to finish about how shocked I am about this fucking doctor who gives me. You guys, how much he's probably getting paid for this one phone call that he's going to accept in
that's what
5 months? It's these doctors. I don't understand.
These doctors.
These doctors, how do they do? You know, emergency room doctors get paid per patient.
That's fucked.
So it's like if you go into a room,
That's fucked. So that's why they spend 5 seconds with you.
exactly, because when they come into the room and they see, so they don't get to choose, but when they come in and they pick up your file and they see, oh, this guy needs 2 stitches, he's like, this is going to pay me a few $1,000s. It's useless to me.
Yeah.
But if he sees that you need resuscitation, he knows
Like,
he's
give
going
me that fucking patient.
Yeah, I'm going to
all
make $7,000 off this person. So he's trying to get out of all these bullshit calls.
Wait, why would he make $7,000 off of
Because you make
resuscitation?
more money for the work that you did, for the more work
They're
that
like
goes
fucking
into the patient.
mechanics.
Yes, they're like
They're paid like it's the same pay structure as a mechanic.
It is exactly like that, and it's crazy.
Well, when you think about it, a doctor's a mechanic for the body. You know?
Deep man. We all wear masks, metaphorically
I
speaking.
feel like this is a conversation that's being had right now at a cafe in Little Italy. Be like, when you think about it, Tony, yeah. A doctor is a lot like, I don't know why the doctor, like Christopher Walken, but a doctor. No, but a fucking doctor, he's like, I just did that. I already talked about what I want to say.
He's pretty much
I'm just doing an Italian accent now.
he's a mechanic. You ever think of that? Yeah, you're a mechanic, so you're pretty much a doctor.
That's why you're the smartest guy in this room.
Yeah, exactly. And then they have this like, it's just what is. how is that fair? Like, as a waiter, you used to go to a table, right? And you go, "Hi, welcome to the restaurant that you're at.
Yeah.
I'm your waiter.
Yeah.
Would you like something to
You're
drink?"
really making me relive the experience of being at a restaurant.
I was
now.
a really good waiter.
Yeah.
Hello. Just confused. And then you go, can I get you something to drink? And the people who say water or water is fine, you instantly don't care about this table anymore because you know they're not going to make any money off of them. You know that they're
Right.
not spending, and they're not here to spend, and they're not here to have a good time. They're here to drink water and leave. So
Maybe they're just trying to stay hydrated.
So you instantly give them less attention because you know you will make less money off of them.
Right.
And it's the same thing with these doctors. Just walking in like this. What is this? An itchy scrotum? I don't give a shit about this dude.
Why'd you pick that one?
A prolapsed
People
anus.
sometimes listen to this in the morning. They
A
start their day with
prolapsed
this,
anus.
and you're ruining it for them.
What are you
You're-
talking about? A prolapsed anus? I'm not going to go in there
Stop
for a
saying the words
prolapsed anus.
prolapsed anus. Why am I saying it?
And yeah, I mean, like, I'm like, I don't know. You have to trust these people with everything because you don't know anything. Just like a mechanic, you know nothing about your car. You go bring it in. You go, "Excuse me, it's making a noise," and they go, "Well, we're gonna have to do this, this, and this," and you just have to go, "Yes." You know?
The thing that always fucks me up with going to the doctor is like, what if I'm just not describing it right?
Yeah,
you know, like
right. Yeah.
stabbing pain versus whatever pain. Like, I don't know what kind of. It just hurts.
Yeah.
Give me. Like, I don't want to fuck up the description right now. What if I just not am good at talking?
Because that's what it's all based on, the
It's
description.
your description of it.
Yeah, that's all they have. The only information they have available to them is
No,
like
put
what
me in
you're
the
saying.
scan. You know, scan my body.
Dude, they're all such idiots. And like
They're all such. I'm not on board with that take. But
most of them are idiots. They're just really good at one thing. Do you know what I mean? That's like
that's most of life, though.
yes, that's true. And well, my
you
buddy
are good at nothing.
My buddy is an emergency room doctor. He does a little bit of everything.
It's
That's
sad if you don't respond to it.
what I have no rebuttal. I
Okay.
can't sit here.
Okay,
What
you
am I
just
going to sit
admit
here
to
and list the things that I'm pretending to be good at? I'm really not good at many things. Really good at being Jewish.
Great friend.
Actually, I'm a shitty Jew. My savings account is pathetic. I'm an awful Jew. And I was asking him about. He was telling me he used to like come back on his residencies like and tell me the craziest stories. You know, like I walk into this room and I got a chart that says
You should have him on the podcast.
green discharge coming out of the vag. You know, and then I got to go in
God.
there and just like
You're making these podcasts grosser and
so
grosser. We're
sorry.
like, why are people not listening anymore?
I'm so sorry.
Actually, we're doing fine.
I'm so
we're doing
sorry.
fine with the listeners.
And then he'll like tell me some. I mean, one time he came back and I remember he was like, I just had to deliver a baby for my first time ever. And
Oh,
I was
okay.
like, oh really? And he's like, I have never done it before. I'd watched it once and don't think I did a very good job.
It's like a YouTube tutorial.
Dude, he looked like he saw a ghost because he said that the vagina tore so much during pregnancy that, and he didn't have a picture of what it was supposed to look like, what it looked like before, you know? So he just had to suture
Oh no.
and he
then-
was just guessing. And he was like thinking to myself,
What if you've only been with one person your whole life? You become a doctor. You don't know what you don't watch that much porn or whatever.
Yeah, you're not
You're just
familiar.
like you have to do it off like the one pussy that you have in your life. It's like it looks exactly like my wife, so it must be good.
Yeah, and so he had like nightmares about what he probably did to that woman. He's like I don't think
It's like a Vietnam vet. He's
Yeah,
having
exactly.
flashbacks.
Yeah, he's not you know, and then he told me about the husband stitch. Do you know about that?
No.
I think that's a real thing. Apparently, there's a husband stitch, which is supposed to
What does
just.
that mean?
It's just a stitch that tightens the whole package up a little bit, and they like.
It's
tighten
named
it
after
up.
the boy.
And
Hey.
they call it the husband stitch. How
It's for the man,
disgusting is
baby.
that? It's so gross. And it's like the woman doesn't have anything to do with it. The doctor tells the man while the woman's not even paying attention, "Hey, want the want the husband stitch?" And he's like, "Yeah, don't even tell her about it. Just stitch her up for me." It's so fucked.
All right, I don't like that.
So fucked. And so he was telling me once about his first what's it called? When they cut the baby out. When they chop it out.
Cesarean.
Yeah, when they cesarean it.
Yeah.
When they do a little sliceroo
Yeah.
and they
Little Caesars baby delivery. Extra placenta.
It's not delivery, it's delicio. So he was telling me about that, and that shit's scary as fuck. Like, you think that that's the easier way to give birth, you know? Just cut it out, take it out. Open the door?
I don't even know how they cut the stomach open to have the baby there, not just a bunch of. I don't know where. You know what I
So
mean?
that's
Like,
the thing. That's what he told me. That when you open up, it's all your shit is right there. Your
so the baby's just hanging out like in a Ziploc bag next
under all your organs.
under.
So what he has to do is he has to take the organs and put
I
them.
thought it was in front for sure.
Nope. And he takes the organs out and he puts them on a table next to her. Sometimes he just moves them above and like to the side, to the
Yeah.
left, to the right, until you can see the baby. And then, so dude, he literally takes your like pancreas or whatever's inside you, and he puts it on a table, and then he has to remember to put it all back. He's gonna be like, oh shit, didn't forget.
That's-
And then also, I asked him, I'm like, so you like, it must be a crazy procedure to get all that back exactly where it was when it started. You know what I
Right,
mean? Like
right.
you can't have. And he's like, nah, as long as it's all back in there, we're fine.
That is insane. Like I can't even like think of like what like a comparison is. Like is it like
Like it settles. Like it's what he was trying
that's
to
what
say.
I mean. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like Plinko, you know, like the fucking Price is Right game. It's like it'll make it to the end at some point. Like
It was not even. It's just like a garbage bag that at first is like long, but then like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
shuck it down so that it like slowly takes to the side. It's so crazy.
oh god, it's just a bag of frozen vegetables.
It's fucked up. And it really goes to show you, like, when you were young and your friends were going to be doctors or starting in sciences, you're like, they're smarter than me and I'm an idiot. And yes, that's true. But at the same time, I'm just not cut out to be a goddamn doctor.
I would never want to be a doctor.
You have to tell people they have cancer. One time he's like, I told like 6 people they have AIDS this week. And I was like, what the fuck
Why
is
is
your
there
life?
so many people who have AIDS?
I don't know. Toronto's weird, man.
Oh, he lives in Toronto, so we can't have him
Yeah.
on the podcast.
And he like talks about like this idea that like someone will come in and they'll be like, I got this really annoying pain. Like it's not that bad. It's just being annoying lately.
Right.
Right over here. I'm sure it's nothing. Do you mind checking? He's like, sure. And then he goes and he's like, oh, it's inoperable cancer. They're dying in 4 months. And it's like, now you got to go back into a room and
Of a
explain-
guy who's just like, it kind of hurts.
yeah, exactly. It tickles a little bit. Yeah. And he's like,
What kind of pain? I don't know. You tell me.
yeah.
That's the thing, though, is once they find out what kind of pain it is, and then you know, stabbing is cancer or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, the stabbing pain. That's stage 3. It's not good.
That's terrible.
Yeah. Fucked up. Fucked up
Okay,
job.
enough cancer talk.
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
What else is going on, buddy?
I was driving before.
Oh.
I was driving. I had to go pick up my girlfriend. She just came back.
Show
from
off.
Came back from a camping trip.
Yeah, I get laid.
And I was listening to. I didn't want to plug in my phone to listen to music, so I was listening to the classic rock station, Show'em.
Show.
Show'em 97.7. And I just love this so much that someone requested Metallica.
Yeah.
Because their wedding song was Metallica's "Nothing Else Matters."
Oh my god.
And I can just picture that fucking couple immediately. The lady's got long jet black hair up to her ass, down
Yeah,
to her ass.
yeah.
Maybe a single streak, maybe a pink streak.
He wore shorts to the service.
He's got was it pinstripe shorts?
Pinstripe shorts with a chain wallet. Yeah,
and
absolutely.
a goatee for sure.
Yeah, at
Oakley
least-
sunglasses.
At least 3 rings. Minimum of 3 rings.
two thumb rings and a toe ring.
Yeah, absolutely.
And imagine them slow dancing to "Babe, I fucking love you so much," and nothing else matters.
I wonder when he does it, when they're like, would you take this woman to be your lawfully wedded wife? He goes, I do.
You bet your sweet ass, Padre.
Yeah. It's like, okay, and after every word you say, you have to breathe. I do.
I don't want.
That's the metallic. If you even that song, so close, no matter how far. And every single, what do they call a stanza? Is that what a George Costanza? Is that what they call
a verse?
A verse?
Yeah.
Yeah. Every verse, and ends with a nothing else matters.
I fucking. And I just like imagine that like they had Bush Light on tap at their wedding. Either Bush Light or like Black Label, whatever's that
Label.
like 6.7% beer or whatever.
Oh my god.
I just want I imagine that couple. He's got like one of those like thick leather bracelets.
Oh my
the
God.
brown leather bracelet on
Fingerless gloves.
fingerless glove.
He's basically Big J Okerson.
Yeah.
It turns out this is who we're describing.
But like I'm picturing like a skinnier dude, just like a
Yeah.
very skinny dude.
Man, Metallica.
He's definitely like a systems administrator.
Aren't
You
we
know?
all?
Yeah. Oh, is that what you are?
Yeah.
Oh, really? I feel like all the
Unless.
like if you work in an office building, all the system administrator guys are all just like metalheads,
Yeah.
They all got like a ponytail and they're like, I fucking love gaming.
But then they're also into like My Little Pony for some reason.
Oh fuck yeah.
What do they call those people?
Bronies?
Bronies. Oh
and then
god.
I always get that and furries confused,
Furries, no. Furries I know from
How does that start in your head? Like you see Youpie, the mascot of the Expos and Canadians, you're like, I want to fuck Youpie. I want to fuck the Philly fanatic.
people are like, I want a tail that also goes inside me.
Yeah. The first time I saw that on the internet, like a lady who had a butt plug that was a tail, I was like, that is fucked. You have some issues.
I mean, first of all, don't judge.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
First of all, you don't know what your friends do behind closed doors.
Yeah.
So don't judge. No, I don't know. I think that whole thing, the horses, the people who dress up like all those things, they don't
Yeah,
need help.
dude.
Babies, they have another one of the babies.
Littles, I think, are called or
Littles.
something like that.
Stop. First of all, let's stop creating cute terms for all these things.
Yeah.
Let's stop like normal. I guess. You're
Did you
supposed
have
to normalize them? I don't know.
did you? What was like your babysitter situation when you were growing up? Did you have a babysitter,
Dude?
or did you have just an older sister?
No, we did. So I had 2 babysitters. Maybe more. 3. I remember one babysitter used to come with her daughter all the time, and then she stole a bunch of shit from us and then disappeared.
Nice.
Another babysitter, she was from the islands, Caribbean, and she used to like take my coloring books and draw in them when she was bored, and I used to get like really annoyed.
Yeah, of course you would.
And she
what
used
the fuck, lady?
Yeah, she used to yell.
Child's coloring books like I'm going inside the lines.
Yeah, exactly. She was so annoying, and she also used to. So my little sister was a baby at the time.
We gotta check at the check the thing.
Oh, what time are we?
25. We'll be right back.
It is still recording, but I think I should.
Yeah, stop it, and because our camera. So all DSLRs, we figured out the problem. All DSLRs have a 30-minute cap because if they were to record for more than 30 minutes, they would be recognized as a fucking camcorder, I guess, and it would fall into a different tax law situation. That's what that's the explanation I saw online, and I don't know why are there different tax laws for different cameras. It makes no fucking sense.
Fuck the government. Damn the man.
How is there a rule for that? You know what I mean, though? Like, what's the purpose of that? Why is there a law for the amount of tax a company has to pay if they create a camera that can record for more than 30 minutes? Is it like a Hollywood thing? I don't know.
I can't even pretend to understand.
Yeah. Anyways, what were you saying, babysitter?
Yeah, babysitter. So I had, and then we had the one from the Caribbean who used to always paint and draw in my coloring books.
Yeah.
And my little sister was young at the time. She was still in like a baby stage, you know?
Right.
And all I remember, and I used to hear it a million times a day, she'd yell at my older sister. Because like my little sister would start crying, right? And then I would hear this a million times a day about my babysitter yelling to my older sister about my little sister. She going, "Go get she and put she and she play pen," okay? And that was
okay. Yeah.
That was a good 2 years of my fucking life. Was every day, "Go get she and put she and she play pen."
What do you mean every day? She was over at your place every day?
The lady?
Yeah.
She was like a caretaker. She was like, she came take care of us every day while we were in school, and she'd stay till my parents came back from work.
So for like 2 hours a day, I guess?
No, the whole day.
When you were in school? What do you mean when you were in school?
Well, my little sister was a baby.
Oh, okay. And you were what?
So she stayed there with the baby the whole time. I was in kindergarten or something like that, or maybe
so
a
you
little
had
bit
school.
younger. Yeah, but we would come home early, and my parents still wouldn't be home.
Okay.
And then and then this crazy woman would be coloring in my Ninja Turtles coloring book and yelling, "Go get she and put she and she play pen," and coloring Splinter's robe in like purple and ruining the whole thing. You know what I mean?
I mean, like I wish I knew the Turtles colors.
Yeah, you know, I screwed the whole thing up because it technically was purple. I just realized I chose the one color that it actually was.
Of all the colors,
holy shit,
on the spectrum.
Yeah, very funny. But yeah, those were and then I had one beautiful, amazing cleaning lady who lived with us, and she had a room downstairs.
Did you grow up with money? What was going on here?
No, my grandmother had a little dough when my grandfather passed.
Okay.
He's a good man. I don't know how he did what he did, but he did it. He pulled it off.
What do you mean?
Well, the guy, like, as a quick, like, so he's a Holocaust survivor, right?
Yeah, we know.
Came out of the Holocaust with nothing, zero.
And
right? then he came in. He had some tailoring. He knew how to tailor. He knew how to sew. So he just took a phone book and called any Polish or German last name he could find in the phone book and asked them if they knew where he could get work because he didn't know English.
Okay.
So he just called randomly until he found a job as a tailor, and then ended up owning his own place and then owning his own schmutta business and sold it for I don't even know what, but enough to like help my family out for the rest of our lives. He died in his 60s and somehow sold his business. He survived the Holocaust, died in his 60s, but somehow in that small amount of time, pretty much made enough money for my entire family to live off of it.
I thought you were gonna say he called like every like Polish and German Jew in the phone book, be like, "Can I make you a sheet to fuck through?"
No, he actually just called to prank them. He was like,
"Your refrigerator is running."
Exactly, it just was a good old fashioned prank. And so somehow we had a little bit of cash that helped with those things.
Okay.
And we had this woman who lived with us. Her name was Gayleen. She was amazing. She was so sweet. She changed my opinion on
women. You thought
on women,
you thought you were attracted to men, and then
yeah, exactly. And I was like, Gayleen, and she used to make amazing jerk chicken, some of the best.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I just had like a 13-year-old. I guess I was 5, so it made sense. But like also like I wouldn't trust a 13-year-old to watch a 5-year-old.
Oh, you had like a babysit, like a female.
Because we lived in a cul-de-sac, so you know every neighbor pretty much, and we had like a teenage sister combo across the street, and they would.
Okay, so mine are more house cleaners. You're talking about babysitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, my sister took care of that most.
Okay.
So we didn't have anyone.
Yeah.
Did you have a big crush on your babysitter?
Yeah, of course.
Oh yeah, you wanted to.
That's the only like girl that you've seen who is like not like like anyone over 20 looks like they're 40 when you're 5 years old.
Do you still know her at all?
No, not at all.
That's funny. Like it's funny. Like if you like bumped into her.
I think we're
like
Facebook friends though.
Okay, I
think
like the
so.
idea that you and your girlfriend are like in the grocery store and you bump into her and you get so awkward and it's so visibly real that you're going through something and she's not even attractive still. It's just all the memories.
Yeah. That's what it would be. I think.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think she's like that. I can't remember. I think she added me on Facebook when Facebook just like started or whatever.
Oh shit!
And when you would add like everyone you've ever known, you know.
Did she poke you?
What?
Did she poke you?
What the fuck does that mean?
You don't know what poking
Oh,
is?
poking on Facebook. I was like, what the fuck? What kind of trauma you think you're gonna bring up right now? I don't think so. I don't think I ever poked anyone on purpose.
I definitely did it. Once
Oh,
or
you
twice
look.
in
You
the
were
summer.
definitely. You definitely would fucking poke around.
Yeah.
You little fucking.
You would so poke around, you little
You little
pokeroo.
bitch.
You little pokeroo. Do you remember that show, Pokeroo?
No. What the hell's
Dude, I was having a moment a little while ago because there was a show I used to watch when I was a kid. I was pretty sure it was called Pokeroo,
Mm-hmm.
and it was about, I think, a kangaroo that had polka dots,
I don't know.
and like everyone thought he was like, and someone used to see him, but then no one else saw him.
Okay, I don't
so
remember
they all
that
thought he was a psycho for seeing Pokeroo.
Right.
You know. I guess you can't help me out.
Okay.
I'm just
Is
trying
this
to figure
going
out that's
anywhere?
only Canadian. That's what like Mr. Dress Up. Canadian?
I think Mrs. Dress. I never watched that shit, but I think it's Canadian.
You never watched Mr. Dress Up.
Not a second
He
of
had a
it.
tickle trunk.
I hated it so much.
He had a tickle trunk.
I don't like that.
I like the tickle trunk. It's my favorite thing.
What was it? It
was
was just
just-
that trunk where you went to get sexually molested on TV. A tickle trunk sounds like something your weird uncle would have. Like, hey, get over here in the basement, kid. We got a tickle trunk.
Let me tickle your trunk.
Yeesh.
Yeah,
Yeesh.
no, it was it was a chest full of costumes.
Also, can I point out the fact that I said sexually molested as any other kind? Yeah, he molested my ankle.
That's funny. Never thought of that before.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was your favorite kids show?
I don't remember. I think I was a big. No, my sister was. I don't remember my own shows. I remember what my sister had to
This
watch.
is how little of a personality
Barney.
you have sometimes, dude. Like I feel like you just missed out on like.
I just
so
don't
much.
register shit, you know.
Your father was just like, throw a puck at his head.
Yeah, I played a lot of hockey. No, for me it was Dragon Ball Z.
Oh wow, I did not see that one coming.
Dragon Ball Z because the comics had boobs in them.
Oh, okay, that's a big
Okay,
deal.
I was like even like at 6 years old. I was a huge Power Ranger.
So yeah, I was about to say I watched Power Rangers.
Jason was in Power Rangers, and I was red. He was
and
the
you were-
coolest one. He was red. Red's the best color. Best color for real.
And you pretty much are Jason from Power Rangers.
Am I?
You would be him.
Isn't he the one who went out to do gay porn
Yeah,
after?
exactly. So it's you in a nutshell. And
Yeah.
I think that was Billy. Actually, Billy was the one who did
Okay, is that the blue one?
that. Yeah, the Blue Ranger.
You like how the yellow one was Asian? And this has never been talked about before, but
Oh yeah,
the
the
black,
yellow,
the white one was black.
the white one
Was
no.
the
The
White
black
Ranger
one was black.
Was he?
Yeah.
I thought the White Ranger was black,
No.
and in my head I was like, why isn't he black?
No, the White Ranger had a man ponytail.
Okay.
And that's real, and that made sense. And he played the flute.
Fuck.
The Zack was the black Power Ranger.
And he was in the black suit.
Yeah, and yellow was Wu. And that's definitely not her name. I made that up. I have no idea what her name was. Tran. I don't have no idea what her name
What
was.
the
Tran, something
yeah.
like that.
Is it-
Tran.
Yeah, that's
something
so
like
she's Vietnamese.
Yeah. And then the Pink Ranger was so goddamn
Kimberly,
sexy.
baby.
It's like so annoying because I was too old to watch it, and that's half the reason I was watching it was because
Yeah.
I just found Kimberly so attractive.
Yeah, she was great. And then you find out like years later they were all Asian under the mask, and then they had like it was
course.
only when they took off the mask that they
Yeah.
weren't. I didn't know that at all.
Dude, that whole thing is like so funny the way they talked when they were in the mask. They always moved their
But
hands.
exactly
like,
how
you are
how
going
is it that
away."
you can tell it's subbed even when they're speaking?
Yeah, exactly.
There's no
When they're-
facial
yeah.
recognition whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's all behind a mask.
Yeah.
You can still tell it's
So
not in
funny.
sync at all with the.
And just the worst costumes that anyone's ever seen in their life.
Yeah, it
it
was
was
brutal.
insane. And but I really watched a lot of that show.
That's all I watched was Power Rangers, and then like after that it was like Freaky Stories and
Oh my God, yeah,
that
Freaky
show,
Stories.
That
What
show
was
was so
the-
gross.
What was
And
the intro to the Freaky Stories?
I don't remember.
This
it.
happened to a friend of a friend of a friend
yeah,
of mine
yeah,
or something
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
It was
yeah?
like a maggot talking
yeah,
to you.
yeah.
It's just always oozing like
Yeah.
pus. It was so gross.
It's great.
And what was that other show where it was like a bunch of high school kids who worked for like the high school paper?
Debbie Does Dallas.
Yeah.
No, it's not it.
Deep Throat. No. I don't remember.
Oh, Student Bodies?
Yeah, student
Bodies. Yeah, I knew the
Fucking
guy
love
who
that
was on, Jamie Elfman.
Of course you would.
He does
It
that
was
show.
filmed here, right?
Yeah, he does that show, Yid Life Crisis.
Does he really?
It does quite well.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really good. I mean, you wouldn't like it. They speak Yiddish the whole time, so I don't know.
Oh,
Not sure where you'd find the fun in that. But yeah,
I just remembered recently, as a kid, I fucking loved America's Most Wanted.
really?
I loved
You're
America's
such a
Most
weird
Wanted.
person. You loved America's Most
I
Wanted.
was like, catch these motherfuckers.
I'm gonna help.
Yeah, which is why I watch like Forensic Files every night now, pretty much.
I used to watch Unsolved Mysteries. Watch that as a kid. It
I don't know
scared
what
the
channel
shit
that was
out of
on.
me. With that weird dude walking around in the trench coat.
Yeah, he's like, and aliens are real.
Wasn't sure what would look like.
I
that.
can't do the voice. I can't even picture
Dude,
what the voice.
Because my memory of it now is in that movie Basketball, because they have a scene where they use the actor and they like redo it, and it's actually quite well done.
I don't remember that.
That's
And I like basketball.
My shows as a kid were Mighty Mouse. You probably never even heard of that.
Yeah, of course I do.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Shit, yeah. Mighty Mouse was great. In my head,
Yeah.
it was just Mickey Mouse. Like, it was just Mickey
Yeah,
Mouse.
just
but
a
like,
superhero?
yeah, just as a superhero. I didn't understand there was a separation in the
Yeah.
two. Mr. Dress Up, Fred Penner. Used to watch those kids. Those are, I'm pretty sure, Canadian, just like shows for
Okay.
kids. Under the Umbrella Tree. You ever see that?
No.
Fuck.
Big comfy couch.
Oh, yeah. Luna and Molly, a clown and her dolly
Yeah. That ruled.
on the big comfy couch.
I had a crush on her.
She became a crackhead, I heard.
Oh yeah,
I think
that
she's
sucks.
dead. I'm pretty sure she's
Does
dead.
she live in the couch?
Yeah, she lives in the couch with the dust mites. Yeah, exactly.
Oh no.
Yeah, so that just shows how much, like Wishbone, that might be a show. you
Wishbone
watched.
ruled.
Okay,
Fucking
Wishbone,
love Wishbone.
is. I've never
See,
hated.
I just don't have memories. Like
Yeah.
you have to bring it up for me.
I've never hated anything more in my life than I hated Wishbone. I
loved it. I like most of my knowledge of pop culture and like books and literature is from Wishbone and
yeah.
The Simpsons. That's all I know.
You're like Romeo and Juliet. Is that the story where the dog
Is
and,
that-
and the young lady fall in love? Oh, Sherlock. You know when the dog solves the
Solves
mysteries.
mystery,
No, that was the show. If you've never seen Wishbone, it is the most ridiculous show in the world. It was a show where it started, it was just a dog, but then he would like pretty much tell a story, and it would be
It was literature.
yeah, literature and fables and whatever. But
Yeah.
he was always the main character.
Yeah, the dog would. Would
In
the
a-
dog talk?
The dog talked.
Yeah. Okay.
And he was the main character, and everybody else was just humans. And they would do storylines like Romeo and Juliet, where
the lady
Wishbone
fucks a dog.
plays Romeo, and this poor actress, this poor
Yeah,
woman,
who like thinks it's her shot at like stardom and Hollywood and
has
everything.
to deliver Romeo and Juliet to a dog
Yeah,
and tell a
that
dog
rules.
how much she loves. And I used to watch that while my little sister would like eat her cereal, watching it like while we get ready for school,
Right.
you know. And she always had choice on TV, you know, because she was younger, and she would literally scream a fit if I tried to change the channel.
Yeah, me too. That's why I watch so much Barney.
Yeah, Barney. Fuck.
So much Barney because of my sister.
Brutes.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we watched Wishbone. What's the story?
That song
Wishbone?
ruled.
Fucking hate that dog. Hate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is what I brought up Forensic File. So this show is like, I guess like early 2000s, you know, late 90s Forensic Files. It's on Netflix. They have like there's like 50 episodes a season. There's like 9 seasons. And they use a lot of scientific terminology. You know what it is, right? It's like crimes that are solved through forensic means, you know?
Science.
Yeah. And every time an Asian person dies,
Uh-oh.
yeah, they refer to the skull as being a mongoloid skull.
No way.
Yeah. They just throw that word around a lot.
Is Mongoloid a good word? An okay word?
I mean, it's good if you're someone from Mongolia. I think that's the only way. Even then, it's Mongolian. You're not supposed to say Mongoloid anymore. But I looked it up. I want to know, like, so
Why
it's
is
a scientific term. It's fine, you know, like that's fine. But I want to know, because it used to mean someone with Down syndrome.
Get out of here. I did not know that.
Yeah. So I looked it up, and what happened was the guy whose last name is Downs,
Yeah.
the first guy to write about Down syndrome in a scientific paper, thought that this is what he thought Down syndrome was. He thought that if you had Down syndrome, you had an extra Asian gene in you that made you kind of Chinese.
No way.
Ugh, I'm not kidding.
He thought that
And
Down syndrome meant you were kind of Asian.
kind of Asian. That's what he thought that was.
But in that sense, did he
And-
think all Asians had it?
So that's the thing, is that up until in the was in the 1860s. In the 1960s, someone was like, hey, So we're talking to our colleagues in Japan, and their people also get Down syndrome too. So maybe we have to change the terminology of it.
So
So
he
in the
literally
1960s,
thought it was just like when a white person touched an Asian.
I don't know what the fuck he thought it was.
He
but
thought
he
it
was like,
it was like the
you
coronavirus back then.
dude. My mind is blown as to what, like, how.
And we
Just-
still named it after him.
Well, that's what my favorite part is, that like he was like, oh, these people are just a little bit Asian.
Yeah.
And then 100 years, it took 100 years for them to change the terminology. In the 1960s, they were like, we're gonna name it after the guy who thought they were kind of Asian.
Hey, we still call Indians Indians, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of the same.
But just the idea that like you could be just a person who would think a little bit outside of a box and like take a logical leap. You could be a doctor in the 1860s.
Oh yeah, you come up with a theory, and
Yeah.
and even if someone disproves it, you were the original creator
Yeah.
of it. So
it's your theory. Like the guy who thought that people with Down syndrome thought they were kind of extra Asian is now the guy that it's named after,
that's
which is
so
insane.
crazy. It doesn't even make any sense.
It's because they have thin eyes. They have like that feature. So he
So he
thought,
thought. Oh, I love the old world. I love.
it's insane.
I always talk about this idea that there's like cancel culture and all these people today who take advantage of the knowledge that they have that everyone else figured out over the years
Yeah.
of humans
As though-
struggling and treating each other like shit, just trying to get to like some sort of common ground.
Yeah.
And they act like everyone else is evil because they didn't have the knowledge that they are privileged to have. It's so crazy. It's like people who think that like people who can't figure out not hate, different thing, right? If someone hates something, like it's different. But if someone doesn't understand a new culture and like let's say trans people confused by the system, the terminologies and everything like that, they'll call you like you're 60
Like a
years
bigot
old
or whatever.
and you're confused. But he's the person who went through the generation that allowed you to be
Yeah.
able to realize it was wrong.
Yeah.
It's their actions that let you look at them and be like, those don't look right, and rejudge. It's
Yeah.
like so ridiculous. It's fucked. And at the same time, there's the people being like, he's just a little Asian. There's something wrong with my kid. He's just a little Asian.
Man, I wish I had lived in that time. I mean, like, you kind of don't want to live in that time because, like, everything else about life is horrible. But, like, I could have been a rich person just for having, like, thoughts like that.
Nah, I would have been dead.
Yeah.
I would have been dead immediately. I have no question.
I think what's the cutoff date of when you think you would have been, like, forget the part, like, you're not Jewish in this reality.
Yeah,
because, like, that takes away, like.
Yeah, because I'm dead in
Yeah,
every
yeah.
generation. Yeah. No, I think the 1800s, like anything like before 19...
Electricity or whatever.
Yeah, no, there's no
Yeah.
chance. There's no chance.
Yeah, if I had to make a fire to survive,
Yeah,
I think I would have, like, inhaled wrong one time and I would have
Dude,
died
If
immediately.
I had to build my own house,
yeah, out of stone or
it's
wood.
over,
Yeah.
had to kill a bear to wear its skin to be warm.
I'm not particularly good at math. It's not like I can do someone's taxes or anything. You know what I mean? Like,
If I was born in another place of the world, if I had to wear snowshoes to go take a piss, I'd be dead already.
Yeah.
It'd be over. I couldn't do
Yeah.
it. I like a snowshoe. You ever go snowshoeing?
no, I've never been snowshoeing in my life.
What
You
do
like that shit?
No, I think it's just a ridiculous thing that people do as a sport, snowshoeing. I went to this
It's
guy's
not a
house.
sport. That's like another means of survival that became a fun thing to do. No,
That's-
they had to trek to find a fucking beaver to keep their hands warm.
That's how
and
I
now
felt.
it's a fun thing to do that
Yeah.
costs $800 to $150 at a cabin.
I went to my buddy's house, exactly. He's a rich guy in his cabin, and he's like, I got these snowshoes. They're like $900 a pair. I'm like, you have better snowshoes than the people who need snowshoes. It's crazy. It's like, and they're just to walk from his SUV to the front door of the cabin, so we don't get
That sucks.
our
dude.
hemmed pants ruined. It's such a joke, man. I'm not into a lot of those things.
They don't even wear snowshoes. Oh, Hateful Eight. They don't even wear snowshoes in that movie. Which, by the way, fucking, I did a double feature yesterday. I had a
Yeah.
day off. With
which two movies?
I did Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which ruled.
Such a
What
good
a
movie.
fucking great. What an
How
ending.
good is DiCaprio in that too?
Yeah, he's great, and Brad Pitt's great. I love Brad Pitt. I love
That
Leo. I
ending.
love my two papas.
Yeah, they're my two. They're my men. They're my gay. I would go gay for them, for both of them at the same time. I'd go gay.
Okay, that's
We
too
could go
much
gay.
penis for first experience.
We could go. It's a lot, and it's also a way to make yourself feel like. Because you know why I would do it with both of them? I wouldn't even feel like a man. It wouldn't be gay.
Right.
I wouldn't feel like a man around.
Because you would be the lady in the
I would
situation.
be such a lady next to Brad Pitt. Put me next to Brad Pitt. I'm like, stop it.
Brad.
I literally just, I would just melt.
So Once Upon a Time in Hollywood ruled. I don't want to ruin the ending or whatever because it's great. And
Great ending.
yeah, but Hateful Eight was such a fucking You know what it was? It was like if Quentin Tarantino heard that everyone loved the opening scene of Inglourious Bastards, and he was like, okay, 2 hours and 45 minutes of this.
Yeah, it is true.
It's such a fucking long... Ugh.
It's so long. It's just a play.
It is a play. It's like watching a play.
Yeah, I saw it when it came out on opening day when they did they did a feature.
You got dressed up as Samuel Jackson in blackface and everything.
Yeah,
it's okay. It's okay.
I'm allowed. And
talk about also just sorry.
Yeah,
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I don't think they say the N-word once, and I think that was a little palate cleanser after Quentin Tarantino wrote it on paper 800 times for Hateful Eight.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think honestly, we've talked about it before.
Yeah.
I wonder if you could actually find the amount of times he's written out in a script that
because he writes those scripts out by hand.
Oh, for sure.
I've seen like the Inglourious Bastards, like
for sure.
Pay the script like written in his handwriting, and for sure he writes those.
What's the problem with Inglourious?
And he writes it with a hard R every time.
Yeah, absolutely. Like
Just
with capital for no reason. They're all
the
in
R's
red.
backwards.
Yeah. It's like red rum. No, he made a Hateful Eight, and I find it was like such an annoying movie because it's still beautiful. There are
It
still
looks
shots
great. Yeah,
that
there's
are
some shots that are
amazing.
insane.
Some scenes are great.
Jennifer Jason Leigh is fantastic
She's
in it, and
fantastic.
also, but who the fuck has a middle name Jason? By the way, what a weird. There's like two famous Jasons.
You know what's very funny
And
is
there's
that
a
like for
lady
some
with
reason because she says it like that every time you always hear,
Jennifer Jason Leigh.
you don't think about it
Yeah.
and then you bring it out and you're like, yeah, what the fuck is that?
No
Why
one's
is
ever had Jason as a middle name. It's not a good.
Also,
it's not a great name.
Not many females would probably have Jason as a
No.
middle name. Jennifer.
That's a
Jason
French Canadian thing that happens a lot though. You'll have like a Marie André or whatever.
Yeah.
Or like a
Marie André.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I've seen. Fuck. There was one that was really bad.
Marie is a big one, eh?
Yeah.
Marie-Eve, Marianne,
There's like Jean.
Marie-Claude.
Yeah.
Is there any other? Oh yeah, Jean has everything on it also.
Yeah. Jean-Philippe, Jean-Christophe, Jean-Paul, Jean.
What is that based off of though? Why do you have two first names?
I don't know, dude. It's too long.
Yeah.
And then they end up just going by JP or JC
Yeah,
or
it's
J.
so stupid. But that movie I didn't I will never watch again. I saw it once in theaters. and
Never. I
enjoyed
would
it.
never put myself through
Never.
Hateful Eight again.
What's your if you have to rate the Quentin Tarantino movies?
I don't know, man. I was thinking a lot about Inglourious Bastards recently and
So
how much
good.
I loved it.
Yeah, really good.
I really don't know if it's my favorite one, but it might be.
Yeah,
It might be my number one.
I get it. For me, it's I'm pretty sure. I know it's Pulp Fiction number one.
I love Pulp Fiction though.
Reservoir Dogs goes number 2 for me.
Okay.
Kill Bill 1 goes number 3 for me. Inglourious Bastards comes after that. Then I think I put Jackie Brown, Kill Bill 2. I probably put the new one right after that, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then after that, I would probably put his two garbage movies, like
Which are the garbage movies?
Death Proof.
Yeah. Okay, that sucked.
And
The other one was good. One with the machine. Robert Rodriguez's
I like
movie that was
a
good.
lot. It's
Yeah.
fun as shit.
Yeah.
and Hateful Eight.
Hateful
Both
Eight
those movies
sucks,
are
dude.
Just not watchable. They're
No.
not. And you know what the real sad thing about Death Proof is that it's the first movie he did where his entire cast is female, and he cannot fucking write for females.
He can't, dude. He's
And
like,
all them trying to do that stupid conversation that he tends to do that works with the right actors,
Yeah.
but it comes off so
because no one
bogus.
talks like that.
and it really feels that way.
Yeah.
When he has female characters talk, I don't know. It was annoying, that movie.
I can't remember the Kill Bills enough to rank them.
First one's so good.
First one was great. I remember that. I don't
Yeah.
remember the second one at all. I don't
Second
think.
one's good, but it's just if it's its own movie, it's not. It's like it's kind of boring.
Right.
And it's also one of those movies like it gets to the end and you think like the fight with Bill is going to be the craziest shit ever, but it's not. It's
And
just
she just like punches
conversation.
his heart or
Yeah,
whatever.
just blah, 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 and then
Yeah.
the 4 pressure points
Yeah.
or whatever, and then he just passes out. And then I think he just goes into a closet, jerks off.
And I was gonna say, and then his son and daughter are like, it was a samurai. It was a league of. Did you hear about that?
No, what?
So he died.
Yeah,
Jerking off, in a closet,
yeah.
hanging by his neck.
yeah.
And his kids are saying that he was murdered by an international league of assassins.
Get out of here.
I'm not kidding.
That makes me
his
so
kids think that Bill Carradine?
Yeah.
Papa Carradine
Papa.
Papa was murdered by assassins.
It can't be
I don't
Bill
know what
Carradine.
that
There's no way his
accent
name
was.
was Bill in the movie, and his name's actually Bill. It's not.
Okay, whatever.
James Carradine, something like that.
Anyways, yeah. David Carradine. This makes for great podcasting when I'm Googling on my phone.
Hey, that's what happens. We need a producer. You know,
May have been killed by a secret society of martial arts assassins, his family lawyers claim.
You mean the League of Shadows? Is that who it is? Ra's al Ghul killed him? That's a joke. Yeah, I just like the idea that like now anytime somebody like there's no way nobody thought maybe Anthony Bourdain was jerking off. You know what I mean? Maybe
You think so?
Maybe Robin Williams is jerking off, you know?
Bourdain just sucking on some foie gras and like
Exactly. Just choking himself and jerking off to foie gras, you know?
Yeah.
It's good lube. It's expensive
Carradine
lube.
may have been attempting to uncover groups working in the martial arts There's an underworld of martial arts? What are you
Of course
talking
there's an
about?
underworld of martial arts. How is that? I mean, they were the original. What's it called? The Japanese ones. What are they called?
Yakuza.
The Yakuza. What a sick name.
Yeah, dude, when they're covered head to toe in those bodies, the tattoos.
Dude, if I had to choose a gang member, I'd be a Yakuza. And my tattoos would be all
Oren
Disney.
Spiro. You would fit right in. Be like, on paper, they're like, Spiro.
Take the B away.
That's beautiful.
Just call me Oren Shiro. And just me, and just all my tattoos would be Disney related. Like, it's not so badass. And I'm like, oh,
Just
it is.
Mickey Mouse and both his hands are your ass cheeks. The white gloves. He's like, come and fuck me.
I'm going to go for it.
Woohoo!
That feels great.
That's good.
Where are
We're
we at?
probably at another 25 minutes, so I don't know if you want to start another.
Yeah, why not? Let's do it.
This podcast is brought to you by crack cocaine. Do you have baking soda? Do you have cocaine and you want to make it last longer? Crack cocaine. This podcast is also brought to you by Home Hardware. Do you have a project you want to work on? Home Hardware is the answer. Oh, yeah, you did have that bit. It's true. What else? This podcast brought to you by Oren's ass. What are you reading? What are you reading? Your whiteboard? You think you have some good material on there? It's just like css.http f. All right.
No, but I did have a note. I did have one.
And
note.
we're back.
And we're back. Ever try to buy a house, Jason?
No, not yet.
Dude, it's
Someday.
I have this problem. I have a lot of them.
You have a lot of them.
I have a lot of them, but I have this one where like I'm just so easily convinced. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like
Yeah.
it's just so crazy how like someone could have this like theory and explain it to me, and then I'll be like, it makes complete sense. That's the way it is. And then someone else will be like, and then you'll bring it up to someone else.
Contextualize
Like
it. What are you talking about?
Okay, so let's say I'm buying a house, right?
Yeah.
Someone's like, you have to buy a house now. I mean, the mortgage, the interest rates are so down.
Which they are.
They're so down, and if you don't buy a house right now, what are you doing? You're insane. If you have any money, you should go buying a house. If you don't have a house, it's the one. But you're always going to make money. Real estate's always going up. You're never going to lose money
except
on
when it
real
doesn't.
estate.
Yeah.
And then like you get that enough of that said to you that like you're like in complete like, oh my god, we have to go buy a house now.
Yeah.
We have to go find it right now. Interest rates are crazy.
Yeah.
We'd be crazy. And then you go talk to one other person that you know that also might be kind of in your situation. You're like, shit, man, you must be really looking for a house right now because the market's like crazy, 2%. And he's like, and they're like, why would I buy a house in this market? And then they go off about how COVID's going on and how we have no idea what the market's going to look like in 2 years.
Right.
So buying right now is a complete variable. And so you go from literally one day being like completely on one side to the next day I'm like completely on the other side, and it just depends on who I'm talking to. That just convinces me the other way.
I don't know. I can't like, because I know I'm gonna have to buy at some point because rent's gonna keep going up. It makes no fucking sense. But the thing is that like there's no way that like a 2-bedroom apartment, which 5 years ago was $350,000, which is now $500,000. There's no way it's gonna be $900,000 in 20 years, is it? Like,
no.
Does that make any sense?
It's got to burst at a certain point. That's the whole
But
point.
have we ever seen it burst like that? Like, I'm not a I don't know. I'm not good at this shit. I'm not.
My friend, I think I was telling you that like an older person was telling me that you have to go buy that the interest rates are crazy, and it's true. They're at like 3%, 2% right now.
2.2, whatever.
Yeah, and he was like, when I bought my house, the
was
interest rate was
11,
12, and I was like, yeah, but how much you pay for the fucking house?
And
he was
also
like, $75,000.
Yeah, like my parents, when they bought their first house for $120,000, were both making what I'm making.
That's crazy. It's so fucked. Yeah, I don't know. So I'm at the point where it sucks because you really have to give all like your knowledge and everything to other people, and you just have to like.
You have to just hope.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways.
But it is all those things. I always get just convinced.
You have anything else on that?
Yeah. When I first saw Loose Change, ever see that documentary?
Yeah.
I was convinced 9/11 was the inside job after I saw it. And then like one person, you have one conversation with one other person
who
who's
knows
smart.
something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And they just make you feel like so dumb so fast.
This is embarrassing, but I put on my you're supposed to wash your mask after every time, right? You use it or something.
Well, I use disposable ones.
Okay, look at money bags over here.
Money
$50 for 35 masks.
That's right. 55
Jesus
masks.
Christ. Okay, so it's $1 a mask.
Buck a mask.
I wore my mask all day, right?
Yeah.
The other day, it was like a couple weeks ago. I forgot to talk about it on the podcast.
Why were you wearing it all day?
Well, I was out all day. Doesn't matter.
Right.
Okay. Get home, take a shower, whatever. As a joke, put the mask on my dick. You know, for my girlfriend.
I don't get the joke. Hold on.
As a joke for my girlfriend,
But
put the mask on my dick.
Where is the mask being strapped to?
Oh, it's just
Each ball?
just hanging on. No, it's not strapped to anything. It's just hanging on.
Oh,
the
just
dick.
hanging on
Yeah,
it. Okay.
As a joke.
Okay, good.
Then I realized it's the cleanest mask I have, and I have to go out again.
And now you
So I had to put the dick mask on my face.
So you were walking around the rest of the day with your dick mask on?
Yeah.
Did you smell it?
It was fine. I just took a shower, you know. It was
you
probably
notice it?
cleaner after I took a shower. I probably cleaned the mask through my dick.
So funny. That's so weird, man.
It was a good joke, right?
Yeah, I like it. I
I'm
don't
gonna
like.
do it on stage next week.
I like when you know something like that. I like it when you're talking to somebody, but you know that you're.
Yeah,
your
you
mask-
got the disc. You got
a
the dick mask on your face.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
hate things like that. I hate like weird things where like or like you know like that feeling when you know like when you've had sex recently and then you like leave the house right after
Yeah.
and you're talking to somebody you know like and you know you just recently had like your
It's
penis
like,
still has
do
vagina
they know?
on it.
Yeah. Do they know? Do
Yeah.
I like?
And you're like
yeah.
you know like it's sitting there in your head.
Is that a social advantage to you, or is that a
piece-
disadvantage?
Yeah, I remember. No, I don't think it's either. I think it's
Okay.
just puts me in a weird spot.
Okay, yeah.
Like I remember once I ordered pizza and when I was single and I'd masturbated like 20 minutes before it came.
Yeah.
Like not even. Like I ordered and then masturbated.
You're like, I can break this record.
Yeah, I was like bored as shit. I was like, how am I gonna make 20
You put the
minutes
fucking
fast?
what's the sand dial thing
Yeah,
there?
yeah,
The
for Pictionary,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah, the
It's not
hourglass.
just from Pictionary.
only
Is that
only Pictionary.
what you think that's from? It didn't exist before Pictionary.
no, only for Pictionary.
It's like the oldest way of knowing how much time has passed, and you're like, yeah, that thing from Pictionary.
Dude, I fucking feel like that's that feeling. Where I'm like I just washed my hands and he's like handing me the pizza. I'm like he knows for some reason he knows that I've just been sitting there.
I would assume if I was a pizza delivery guy that everyone is trying to beat the clock. The Domino's pizza tracker, everyone's trying to beat the clock and jacking off.
Yeah, I think one time because I have a delay. Like I'm old now, you know. So sometimes I'll have an orgasm.
You've
and
been
then,
old my entire time I've known you.
And then 25 minutes later, after your orgasm, for some reason, some cum drips out. Does that ever happen to you?
Not 25 minutes later. I think you have a problem.
2 days later.
You've got some sort of fork in your road of your.
Yeah,
Is it still the urethra? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so one time I jerked off or had sex. I don't remember what. Probably had sex because it sounds cooler.
Yeah.
And
You had sex with your hand.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then I was wearing shorts and I was talking to like someone at my door. I think it was my neighbor. And I literally felt, and I wasn't wearing
no.
underwear. And I literally felt a piece of cum fell out of my penis and onto
A
my
piece?
foot.
Was it like a Lego?
Yeah,
Like, what are you
the
talking
chunk.
about?
You know, sometimes they're a little chunk.
All right.
And it fell and hit my foot while I was talking to this
God.
person.
That's so gross. I hate that.
I hated it too. That's my life. What are you gonna do?
That's not good, dude.
Yeah.
We were walking the dog the other day, and
Is that what you
like-
call it?
yeah, we were walking around the neighborhood with the dog, kind of late at night. Like I guess whatever, nighttime walk. You know, she's got to piss before she goes to bed.
Classic dogs.
Yeah, and there's this weird in my neighborhood, like 2 blocks, whatever. There's this weird like decommissioned school. It's an old high school that now is like we can't figure out what it is. I think it's like government housing, maybe.
A school became
yeah.
housing.
Yeah,
That's
it's like
creepy as
it's
shit.
such a weird group of people because like some people that live there have like French bulldogs and like border terriers, and those are like $2,000 puppies.
In the school.
They live at the school and they have these like $2,000, $3,000 dogs. And it's like how much? I don't understand what kind of place this is. And then the other night we were walking by and they have this, you know, the schoolyard is like the backyard where they all hang out. It's like I said, it's a decommissioned school, but I guess they turned like classrooms into like apartments and shit.
With bathrooms in each single.
I don't know, dude.
That
I
seems
don't
like
know.
more expensive than building something from scratch.
I don't know. Maybe they have communal bathrooms. They might have
Yeah.
communal bathrooms.
But they also have $3,000 dogs.
But again, maybe they stole a puppy. I don't know.
Yeah, that's
you know?
possible. Yeah.
But point is, we were walking by, and this couple that's like in their 60s they stop us because they love dogs. You know,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh, you know what kind of dog?" And like, who's you guys from here? Like, I don't know why they have a southern
why are they
accent.
southern?
You guys from because like people who live in that area in that neighborhood, Point St. Charles, like they've been there forever.
Yeah.
They know everybody.
Yeah, we have a lot of those in here area too. Yeah.
They just know everybody. It's like they know if you've just moved in or if you're ruining their fucking neighborhood by raising the rent up.
Yep.
And this lady wanted to meet the dog, so she goes around. She's in the backyard. She goes around the backyard, comes to the street, kisses the dog, shakes the dog's ass or whatever, and then shakes both of our hands. Like, I'm Donna. I'm
What?
Donna.
What year is this?
Shook my hand. I gotta be like, yeah. Like, I can't like be like, ugh, get this pour
You
off
can,
me.
though.
You know?
Well, it's not poor. It's COVID.
I know, but that's what I feel like. If I'm like, don't shake my hand,
Yeah.
I'm like, I am better than you. I don't want to touch you. I feel that's the energy I'm giving off. So I shake her hand.
We need to find the strength to say no to these people.
I know, but here's my favorite part. Is that she's like, yeah, I just moved in here. I got 15-foot windows, and then now I got to go to that Swedish place and buy drapes. And I was like, you mean
that
IKEA?
Swedish place.
It's not like it's brand new.
Yeah.
IKEA's been around. But listen, so
That's
she says,
hilarious.
I got to go spend, and that's like $60 a curtain, That's my drinking money. I was like, I love you, Donna.
So now you know that they don't have money.
But yeah, now I know.
Yeah, obviously.
But the dogs really throw me off because, again, a French bulldog, they have like they have like litters of like 3 puppies. So those things are super expensive.
I don't know if I want a dog.
Yeah, I don't know. It's rough to decide, I
Get
guess.
some meatballs and drapes.
I don't know. I was hanging out alone last night because my girlfriend was camping. The dog was I don't know why, but my girlfriend was like, we're gonna put the dog at the dog hotel or like kennel for the weekend.
She doesn't trust you alone with the dog.
We were supposed to go to the barbecue yesterday all day,
right.
get back home. It's like, am I there for 4 hours, 9 hours, So, but the barbecue ended up being on Friday night, and it was fun. But point is, yesterday I was just hanging out alone watching these Tarantino movies, and I had nothing to hang out with. Give me a dog.
Yeah, you realize like I like the dog. I need the
love
dog.
the dog.
Yeah, even my cat. Sometimes I hate it so much, but there's moments where you're like,
You're inhaling your vape there and yawning at the same time. You sound like you're about to cry.
It's like a deal. I'm dealing with like whatever. No, it's the
dermatitis,
indigestion.
Oh, okay,
dude. When does it stop?
No, it's getting worse every day, dude.
When does it just stop? Just give me a goddamn break. I gotta have a. It's the eye is a weird. When things happen to your eye, like it's
yeah.
That's like it really makes you feel uncomfortable because you're like, oh no, I can't. I don't want to lose an eye. I was trying to think what it would look like with an eye patch. If I could work an eye patch.
A Jewish pirate.
Well, there's this. What is the joke? Come on.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of it.
This guy. Because I almost wore an eye patch. I did a set last night at the Montreal Comedy Series.
Yeah, nice.
The festival going on in the city.
A Jewish pirate cannot get over himself when he sees the money, the gold coins in the in the treasure chest. He's like, you got to invest.
Yeah.
Hey, you make your money work for you.
Hey, Buried Treasure was the first savings account ever. We started that. And I was thinking like, okay, maybe I'll go get an eye patch because I really was really self-conscious about my eye. And,
what are you talking about?
You're
self-conscious, so you're going to draw more attention to it? I can barely tell with the hat on.
I know. So last night I wore it so down. I wore my hat like over my eyebrows.
You look like you're in an AA meeting.
Yeah, no one could see my eyes whatsoever. I look like DiCaprio in The Departed,
Yeah.
And I thought about wearing an eye patch, but I was like, wow, I need to have at least 2 jokes for my eye patch if I have an eye patch.
Yeah,
I can't just
and you
go
can't
up
just
there.
be like, I look like a Jewish pirate.
Yeah.
I guess that's enough, actually.
I'm going to go up there and be like, Arr, in Spiro. That's my name. Nice to meet you all.
Woof. Rough one.
Yeah, that's all. So I guess no eye patch. I'll figure it out. There's a famous Israeli with an eye patch. He's pretty badass. Moshe Dayan.
I guess the standards for fame really go down when you get to micro, like when you micro it.
Yeah, and plus he's a soldier. He's like one of those generals who probably did some awful shit to some peeps. So.
Yeah, 100%.
How famous can you be?
100% did some terrible shit.
Let's get silly. I don't know.
You remember the Monday mix at the Comedy Nest?
Do I remember it?
So it was a variety show.
It started as a variety show because I remember first of all, it was a variety show at a comedy club, and there was at one point where they were like inviting even just like musicians, and I remember like this guy doing like a really sad song, like acoustic, depressing song,
right,
at the comedy club, and I was like, this is an interesting decision.
Have you ever followed like a clown there?
Well, yeah, I have that one picture. Remember the clown who's sitting in the green room? Did I ever send you that picture?
Yeah. So was it the same clown?
It must have been.
So remember when I follow this clown who for 7 minutes, because they're like, it's a 7 minute set or whatever, for 7 minutes walked around, did all this clowning bullshit, honking horns, making balloon animals, didn't say a word for 7 minutes, and then right at the end of his set goes up to the microphone and says, "I just shat my pants," and that was his big closing number.
I hope it was real.
And it's and then I went to my doctor after, and my doctor told me this story about one time this guy coming into his doctor's office and saying, "Doctor, I'm so sad. Is there anything you can prescribe to me?" And the doctor's like, "Well, there's this circus in town, and there's this great clown who does this whole clowning act, and then does this whole clowning act, and at the end of his act, he says, 'I just shat my pants. You should go check him out.'" And the guy said to him, "But doctor, I am the clown that shits his pants."
That's good. I like how you were so excited to get to the end.
Stupid ass Pagliacci joke.
You were so excited to get to the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. It's funny.
Yeah, that's funny.
I liked it. Can you imagine being a clown? What is that about?
Can you imagine wanting to be a clown just after the age of 7? Actually, ever wanting to be a clown?
No, I can't imagine who's the famous comedian with a father who's a clown.
Nate Bargatze.
Yeah.
No, but he's a magician too.
Okay,
remember,
magician's different.
Yeah. He started as a clown and then graduated up to magic.
Dude, thank God I didn't start magic.
Is that like a restaurant system? Like, do you go from busboy to waiter? You go from clown to magician,
yeah.
And then you just become a pickup artist after? That's your highest.
Did you ever want to do magic? Was there ever something?
Maybe at 7 or 8. I just wanted to do a quick coin trick or something like that.
I definitely had
I have sweaty hands, even as a kid. So I feel like all the cards would just stick to my fingers, and you'd be like, "Ah, fucked it up again."
Yeah, that's true.
Was your card wet? Because I got a wet one right here.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I think I would definitely when I was a kid. When I was older, I thought I could pick up women with it. That's how. How
you would. I feel like you were always just such one step away from buying a fedora.
Yeah,
every time you'd walk by a hat store, for some reason there were a lot of hat stores in your commutes.
Yeah,
and you're like, "Oh, one day I'm gonna buy that fat pinstriped trilby. It's not a fedora, it's a trilby.
I'm gonna bring them back.
Yeah.
I think I can bring them back." Yeah, no, I definitely knew one or two bar tricks that I could always pull off to impress them.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's this one where it's back when you used to be able to smoke in bars.
In bars.
You take an ashtray, right, and you dip your finger, one of your fingers, in the ash, and then you tell your subject, put your hands out, right? They go, put your hands out.
Yeah.
And they go like this. They put their hands out. And you grab both their hands and you go, no, a little higher. And you move them higher. And when you do that, you take that ash that was on your finger and you put it on their palm.
Right.
And then you just do a thing where you take your cigarette and you ash it on the top of their hand and pretend you're rubbing it through their hand.
Right.
And then when they turn their hand around, the ash is there and they have no idea how it fucking happened. And that's when you realize how dumb, we're sitting there going, oh my God, to all these magic tricks. And every magician's like, it's in my fucking pocket, you idiots.
I mean, there's some tricks that truly blow my mind, and I don't know how they do them. I can't think of any right now, but
what you mean, how it's
some card tricks and shit where it's I don't know, man. Even watching on YouTube or on Instagram, we have the owner of the comedy club who's
he's got good hands, man.
He is a world-renowned magician and trick creator.
He's got he just when the coins are somewhere else.
Yeah, he's very. And sometimes
although one time he put up a trick that I was like, okay, what are we pretending? We don't know what happened there.
Anyways, he's fantastic, and I see that, and I'm like, I don't know where that fucking card went, dude. I'm watching it. I'm watching it the whole time. I don't see it move out of the way.
No, but I'm an idiot. I'm distracted by that little thing where they move the other hand. I'm like, oh, what's that? I'm just so dumb.
Where's that hand going?
Yeah.
I think the camera stopped.
Shit!
I think it's dead, no? I think it would be. Oh, no, I see writing on the. But we're at an hour and 6 minutes, 8 minutes. Yeah. We're done. I don't know. Are we done?
Well, I can't turn it back on.
No, you can't turn it back on. So we say goodbye. We say thank you to our new listeners.
Hey, Jason, this was fun.
It was fun.
You want to do it again next week?
I think we contractually, unless we want to blow the $150 left on the podcast.
If anybody knows people who want to buy mic stands, let us know. Hey, thank you again for listening, and I love you.
I love you too, buddy.
I'll see you all soon.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Thank you.